Welcome to Thriller Bitcoin. Welcome to Thriller Bitcoin.
Today we have on Tesla Liberty. He's recently from Canada. He escaped and is here in Austin. Welcome on the show, Tesla Liberty.
Car, it's a pleasure to be here, and I am honored to share my story with you guys and the Thriller Bitcoin viewers. So happy to be here.
Yeah, it's you came back to Austin, and when you left the last time, there was such a, honestly, there was such a a void in my heart and a lot of ours here at Pleb Lab, just in the Bitcoin community. Like it was felt, brother. It was really felt. And for the longest time, I think it was like 2-3 months, I was just like, when is this guy gonna come back? We need him back in our community. And then when I saw you last week when you came back, I was talking to our buddy Zach Bright John about it, and I was just saying, like, he's back. But you had this look of somebody, and if I may say it, like somebody who's been through a traumatic experience coming from Canada. And he shared a little bit about it. Like, I hugged you. I said, I loved you, and that I don't know what you've been through, but I know there was like some kind of pain and all that stuff. And I asked you if you wanted to come on the podcast to talk about it. And you said you were game for it. So thank you for coming back and, blessing us with all who you are. Cause like you're a big part of this community here in Austin. So I want you to know that first and foremost. But how are you doing? Transition for you.
I mean, life is absolutely incredible for me right now, but I just want to say, like, I'm really touched by your comments, and I really appreciate everyone here and you and our group at Pleb Lab. I'm not in Pleb Lab, but I work very close from it. So I really love the community here. And I miss you guys a lot as well. Like, we kept contact a little bit, like we exchanged some messages. But I was missing you guys. And just right when I left, I was like, I definitely belong in Austin. Like, my life belongs there. So right now, like, I'm relieved. Like, how I'm feeling is pure relief because I secured my visa. My 5-year visa to stay in the United States. So that was just that alone was a really, really difficult journey, like mostly emotionally difficult because I really wanted to leave Canada. So the whole process, and it's a long process. If we can go over it, if you're a viewer, if it's interesting to your viewers,
We could start there. I mean, just
Yeah.
go through the whole intricacies of it, but just what was that experience like?
Yeah, so it's just I did an investor visa. So I had to invest like $70,000. I had to create a company in the US. I had to, deal with lawyers, build like a huge business plan, and then, apply to the United States Customs. And then they told me I had an interview in July. And I was like, fuck that. Like, I want to be in Austin like now. And that was January. So I applied to get an interview sooner and I got it. And then I had to go to, like, I live in Montreal. Now I live in Austin, but I lived in Montreal. I had to go to Toronto. And there was a lot of political instability at that time as well in Canada with the Freedom Convoy that I wholeheartedly support. But it was still stressful that some crazy shit would happen and I wouldn't get the visa and it wouldn't get out. So yeah, that was just like an emotional roller coaster to just go through that process. But now, like I said, it's behind me and I'm really happy that I made it happen. And now actually other Canadian plebs are reaching out to ask for how I did it and the playbook to get that visa. So I'm helping fellow Canadians or anyone around the world, even French people French from France has reached out to me just to know how I did it. So I'm excited that I can help other Bitcoiners move to the US because I really think that the place to be right now in the world is Texas and Austin. So I would love for other Bitcoin maximalists to converge here so we build a society here all together.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad that you took it upon yourself. I mean, the amount of I remember when we were kind of going back and forth, and you were telling me this was going on, and me and Super would sit in Pleb Lab and pray for you. Like we would get those messages, man. I'm not even joking. Like, just we would. That's the kind of like support system that we have here. It's just like we're all brothers. Like we're all helping each other out, and like that's kind of realness that we're talking about here.
Yeah. And it was really when you said that to me, and there was another situation that you were praying for me, like for a colleague of mine, and I was literally like crying. I cried a couple of times, like in my office in Montreal. I was so like touched and everything that you guys really cared about me and everything. So, and so I was just really, I felt blessed and touched that we built like a strong friendship, and. So yeah, thank you so much about that. I really appreciate it. Really touched straight to my heart. Like I don't want to be too emotional, but it was straight to the heart doing that. And just, so yeah, I'm just grateful about absolutely everything in Austin. Yeah.
If you do decide to write something up or anything, you're more than welcome to post on Thriller Bitcoin and just as a contributor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I'm not a big writer though, but
even if it's just like we just had recently Larry just post on there, and he's not a writer too, but he just did like bullet points, and then me and Remy kind of just like turned it into a story form.
Oh, sure. I would love it. Yeah, for sure.
If you want to.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
What was I gonna ask you?
So you were talking about you mentioned like trauma. Like you told me,
I saw it in your face, and it was just it was like one of those things when like I think of that as like my younger brother. Like my younger brother would get like bullied in school or something.
Yeah.
Right? And then like he would be like, "What's going on?" Like after school, I'd be like, "What's going on?" And David would tell me like, so and so happened. I'd be like, "I know that guy. Like what the hell?" Like, and then I just wanted to take that pain away. And when I saw you last week, it was just like I saw your face, and you were talking about all this stuff. I saw this. I was like, I want to take that pain away. But there's nothing I could do for you.
No.
Like,
I mean,
it's one of those, dude.
Yeah.
Like one of those where I just like wanted to, I don't want to say hurt or get back, but it was like, man, I don't like that they did this to my brother. Like, the fact that they did that to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, about that, the trauma, I can say, like, if I'm here, like I changed my whole life. I basically built a life in Canada, but I decided to exile myself and leave everything like behind literally because of that trauma, which is I was really upset about like the COVID hysteria in Canada. And like that was really affecting me for like since the beginning, since like, and it went like incrementally worse like every month for like a year and a half or 2 years. So I was like, you saw me complain a little bit or rant. And that was like literally like 18 months of being shocked at like, okay, it started that with face diapers and people's faces. And I was like, even when that happened, like in July 2020, I was like, I mean, seeing people's faces when you talk to them is fucking important. So, I mean, just everybody just putting a face diaper and being like faceless, that was like, I was really upset even then, even though I was one of the few ones that really was upset about that. And then it went worse. You know, we had like, it shut down again, like society shut down many times. You know, we had curfews, we had like neighbors, you know, neighbors were ratting each other. You know, it was like, it's a catastrophe. Like it is in Canada. I mean, it's an absolute catastrophe. And this was getting incrementally worse as months go by. And yeah, so I was really, for a year and a half, I was literally triggered every day, or not every day, but every new rule, like every new insane rule that Canada was putting in place. I was, yeah, like just upset about it. So I was upset for a year and a half. And I'm a really like positive, happy person.
Like the most positive man I've ever met.
Yeah, thank you. But so I was always upset. So it was like crazy. And even when I got back, like just to share a little story, like we had a curfew, like just before I got back to Austin, like there was another curfew in Montreal. To make a long story short as well, like my family are all like COVID hysterics. So they asked me to do tests to go for Christmas with them. And I was like, I'm not doing, like they were only asking me because I wasn't vaccinated. So they only were asking me and nobody else was doing a test. So I told them like, that's not going to happen. And so I was disinvited for Christmas. So it's crazy, man. It's just like what a shit show it was for me personally in my life, but also for just the whole society in Montreal and in Canada. So that's the trauma, man. But I'm good now.
And then I know you said that you had relationships there, family there, that they were on the other side of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, what was dealing with that like?
Well, I was very clear with everyone except my mom. So my mom, obviously, I love my mom very much. So, I mean, she had a really different opinion of mine, but we never like thought about it. And we still love each other and we still saw each other. But for other people in my life, I was like, if you want to ban me from society, like this is what happened, you know, I was banned from society. I can't go to the restaurant, can't go to the gym, can't do any sports without like this vaccine pass. And when I had people around me saying, yeah, like you deserve it, like you just take the vaccine or you shut the fuck up and yeah, that's what people would tell me, like not in those words, but I had like one of my best friends literally say that to me, like basically like, yeah, well, take the vaccine or just stay home. And I told them, well, go fuck yourself. And it's the last time we're going to speak. And we never spoke again. And yeah, we never spoke again. And it was like a 10-year friend, basically. So not a good friend, basically. So yeah, I had relationships that were, and even with family members now that I don't think I'm going to speak to them again. Like, I don't know, like I would forgive them and everything if they were sorry about it. But I mean,
so were any of them kind of surprised that you left? Did you tell any of them that you left?
No, I didn't tell like those. Well, some people knew, like my close ones that were not. I had also like very close people to me that were on my side as well. So they knew all about my life, and my mom knew about it and everything. But most people that didn't know me, like most people, not my really extra close circle, like they didn't know. So yeah, I think they were surprised because but they didn't really spoke to me like because we didn't speak anymore. So but I'm sure some people were surprised because nobody, like, it's very rare that you will see someone do what I did, like just change your whole life. I had a long-standing relationship with my ex, and it wasn't working anyways.
How did you tell her? Like, how did that?
So I came back from Austin, and the day later I told her it's not gonna work out. Like, I'm done. And even if I wasn't moving to the US, it was done. But she was really like on the other side as well. Like, she was a real COVID hysteric.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, since when we broke up, actually, because she started like wearing the face diaper like alone in her car and all that shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, because people wearing it alone in their cars is like they're
going to another.
I mean, we're just living on a different planet. So, but she would always she would not wear it with me because she knew I was just like, oh, come on, stop that. And I want to see your face. And she was like, okay, I'll show you my face. But when we were not together, she wore it in the house sometimes and all that shit because we had the same house. And she kept it sometimes in the house, when she arrived home. Anyways, so crazy. So I ended that relationship the day after I came back from Austin. And so that was a big shit show as well. You know a little bit about separation, I think. So
it's almost like it becomes a coping mechanism, that face diaper, right? Like, it's like a kind of something they use it kind of like a shield or like a way to hide, or I don't know.
For me, it's like a cult. Like it's to show because.
They say they do it because they care, but I think it has more to do with virtue signaling or something.
It's virtue signaling. It's signaling your membership to the cult. Because if you're alone in your car, come on, you're not protecting anyone. So that's the ultimate sign for signaling your membership to that cult. So
you know what? That's true, right? Because you do see some people in their car driving, and I'm like, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
But it's also oh, I'm respecting other drivers that drive this car or something, right? Like, they say that, or
oh my god,
weirdest thing.
Yeah. So
the other day I was hanging out with some Bitcoiners. So we were going to Best Buy, we were going to Juice Land and some other places, and they don't have any mask mandates or anything, but there's some people that were wearing masks and some people that weren't wearing masks. And one of the persons that I was hanging out with, she goes, it's interesting because you can kind of tell which ones are the crazy ones.
Yeah.
Aren't.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, Car. And I was looking around, I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. You can kind of
see,
who you can talk to and who you can't talk
to.
It's almost like it's a good thing that they wear these face diapers, because now you don't have to bother.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Because you would just waste your time with these people anyways. So now you won't waste your time with these people anymore. Yeah. So I totally agree. Yesterday I went to the restaurant here in Austin, and there was 2 people in the whole restaurant wear a mask. I mean, and they were at their table. They sit down at the table. They kept it. They kept it on until their food came in. But then they took it off. So what is you're like, what is this? They're insane. For me, that's just a sign of how insane they are. But
I heard, I don't know, somebody told me that the CDC had released the vax, or not the vax, but the mask, lift the mask or whatever. Is that true or no? I haven't been watching the news, but somebody told me that you can now.
Oh yeah.
Now you don't have to wear the mask anymore, according to.
Oh really? Oh really? Wow.
The CDC sent that out.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, they did? How convenient.
Yeah. Oh, well, now you don't have to. COVID is still here, but now you don't have to.
You don't wear the mask anymore.
Yeah. So
I was like, what changed from last week to this week?
That's
now
it.
You don't have to wear the mask anymore. I wonder what changed.
That's a really good question. I didn't know about I don't watch the news as well. So, but I mean, yeah, that's just. But people, I guess,
It's a weird.
I don't know, man. I'm just, I don't know. I'm not confused, but I mean, it's just insane. Like for me, there's no logical explanation.
But here in Austin, you see some people wear masks. You see most people aren't.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten stopped or like no one has told me to put on a mask when I go anywhere.
Mhm.
If they do, I tell them to fuck off, or I just keep walking in.
Yeah.
Or I just if they literally are like adamant about it, I just won't shop there,
That's it.
or I won't. Like I literally tell them like, good luck.
100%.
Say good luck.
Oh, so it happened. You were asked where?
We were here probably about last year. I
Oh,
think it was like me and Sam. We walked down to some coffee shop
okay.
downtown.
Yeah.
And we were waiting in line without masks. I didn't think anything of it. We go up to the plexiglass, at that plexiglass. She goes, "Will you put on a mask to order?" I'm like, "You're kidding, right?" Like we were just standing in line.
Yeah.
It's like, "Well, you can't order without a mask on." I'm like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do that." We just like walked out and said, "Good luck." Like we literally waited in line the whole time.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous, Car. I mean, at least this is
theater. It's like
it's theater. Like it is theater. We are
playing this pretend game.
We are playing. Yes. I had this exact thought, like in Montreal, like seeing because in Montreal, like everybody has masks. Like it's because I mean everybody just complies, and it is. I thought that everybody's pretending. It's so crazy, and I'm like, oh my god! Like everybody's pretending. It's they're playing this. They're LARPing. Yes, there are people are all LARPers, COVID LARPers.
COVID LARPers.
Anyways,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So crazy.
Can I ask you a couple of things about Canada?
Yeah, sure.
Like, how did that guy even get elected as president? Like,
Trudeau.
Yeah, how did that even happen? Like, I don't even know where this guy came from. Like, how did he even get elected? Like, when did this happen? Like, what year was it?
Yeah, so he was elected in 2015. So we had a conservative government in Canada from 2007 to 2015-ish. And then like that's the Liberal Party and they're really liberal. Just side note, like conservatives in Canada, like they're really liberals actually, but liberal light, there's no conservatives in Canada. So he got elected in 2015. Like people liked his like good looking smiles, and he's like a big socialist, like promising like free stuff to everyone. And like people like that, like people like free stuff. So he got elected, and it's really, it's really ironic because he became like a fucking dictator, and he incited hate on non
start off that way though?
No, he was starting off as like a good guy, and just like he was always virtue signaling about freedom and like virtue signaling against countries, let's say in I don't know, like against the other dictators in the world, and but then when COVID happened, like he became extremely aggressive, and it's crazy that people accepted his speech, but it was literally hate speech. Like what he did, like he said that at some point, I that was one of the incremental traumatization that I had when at some point he said, so the COVID unvaccinated are a threat to our children.
What the hell?
He said that. He did say that. That was a year, like a couple months ago. So you're like basically telling people that, hey, some people around you are threatening your children. So you're inciting violence. Like if someone's threatening your children and you believe that, like I would react maybe aggressively and violently, if someone's threatening my children.
Yeah, and then you, as a president, you can't say that.
Yeah, but he said it. So yeah, he said like stuff like that, and he stirred a lot of hate. So society in Canada is completely destroyed. Like people hate each other a lot. Like, but basically, let's say people hate, like if people knew that I was not vaccinated, they would hate me because they're brainwashed. But then I hate them as well because I know they hate me. So it's like all this circle of hate. So it's very sad, actually. So
Yeah.
So that's how I don't know.
That's how he kind of came into power, and then
He
that's
came
how
into power as like a liberal socialist, like kind of like I don't know who I could compare him
like
with.
an AOC, probably kind of similar.
AOC. Oh, AOC is the perfect example. Exactly, like good looking, appealing to the young people, virtue signaling all the time.
And then became a dictator.
Pure dictator.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we went to the point where he froze bank accounts to.
Dude, what was up with that, dude?
Yeah, so that's how you understand that, like the Canadian Constitution is pure. It's worthless, and that's how important the American Constitution is. Like in comparison, like you guys need to defend the American Constitution because you actually have real rights, like that cannot get like taken away just like with a stroke of a paper. But in Canada, I mean, he just said, okay. You guys are the Freedom Convoy. You've been protesting for too long. So we're going to say that it's an emergency. And in our constitution, it's like, if it's an emergency, you don't need to justify anything. You can just, no rights apply anymore. So they just said like, okay, this is an emergency. And so you guys are terrorists. He called them terrorists. That's fucked up. And he was just like, okay, if you're participating to this, we can identify you. We're going to freeze your bank accounts. And some people basically, so that included people donating to the Freedom Convoy. Some people donated like $25. They got their bank account frozen.
Golly, man.
Imagine like you just gave like, oh, you're just someone that's against vaccine mandates. And you're like, I'm going to give $25 to that cause. And then a week later, you go at McDonald's and you can't buy a burger, like you can't buy shit, you can't buy food.
That's terrible.
So that's really serious, actually. And that was happening like the week before I came here. So it's pretty intense. I don't know. Like it's so unreal, like how things have played out, how bad they went so quickly.
Where is it at now? Like, do they know, like what ended up?
So now, like it de-escalated quickly. Like they savagely sent like the police on the freedom protesters, and they arrested a bunch of people. Like we have political prisoners right now. Like the leaders of the COVID, not the COVID, the Freedom Convoy, they're still in prison. They have made no crime. So they're still in prison. A woman, like the most courageous woman ever, that she was one of the organizer. Her name is Tamara Lynch. Just the most courageous person. She's still in prison. Like they denied her bail, saying she's dangerous to society. She's a mother, and they label her as a terrorist. So that's how fucked up Canada is. But now, I mean, she's still in prison. So I'm so upset about the fact that she is still in prison. It's really, really unfair. She's a political prisoner, basically. But the Emergency Act was canceled. Like they stopped it. So apparently bank accounts were unfrozen now, and but they're going after the organizers and everything. So now things have de-escalated a little bit because they arrested a lot of people and everything. So I'm not sure what to think about that because the mandates are still there.
So they're still doing all the mandates. They're still doing the.
So most places have scaled back on the mandates. Like even in Montreal, Quebec, the province of Quebec, they are canceling the mandates March 14th. But you still can't travel. Like you can't travel, but you can go as at March 14th. Let's say in Montreal, you'll be able to go to a restaurant or the gym or social activity without proving that you're COVID vaccinated, So things are getting like slightly better, but I have the feeling that, I mean, it's just like a little positive thing, and maybe like things can easily go worse, like at any time, in my opinion,
I would say, yeah, they're definitely political prisoners. But I think they won, man.
Yeah?
Fuck yeah, they won.
I think they won.
I don't think you can go against the government and not get arrested or not get killed.
Yeah.
Personally, I think you kind of have to go in there knowing you are going to get arrested, knowing you are going to get killed, and you do it anyway because that's the type of person you are. And that's what that sacrifice that people have to know that they're going to give. And if you're not willing to give that sacrifice, then don't do it.
Well, I agree. Like, I totally agree that.
But I do think it's not fair that she is in prison and she's the most harmless person. Like, it's not fair. Like, same thing with Russ Albrecht. Like, there's no reason he should be in prison right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's more than paid for his sentence 3 times over.
For
right?
sure. For sure.
Even if they did say he did what he did. Like, he just made a website.
Yes, exactly. No, I totally agree. The Ross Albright situation is totally unjust, and I'm really upset about that. And at least I think Tamara Lynch will eventually go out.
She has to. Like,
yeah, she will, but she's still there. Like, it's like big, like intimidation. I think they want to make a
statement.
But they won because they really exposed the government as this tyrannical organization.
Absolutely.
So now everybody knows this is like, we know, like, it's not even in it anymore. So you need to buy Bitcoin first. Like, this is so good for Bitcoin. And
but it basically showed that Canada is a communist country, right? I mean,
yeah.
Or is that fair to say? Or
I mean, yes, I think it is, because there's different I guess stages of communism. Like, it's not like full communist like the Soviet Union, but I mean, it's definitely
leaning towards that way.
Well, it's leaning towards it, and it's centrally planned. Like, there's a lot of central planning, like on everything. Like the COVID hysteria was basically centrally planning people's lives. Like, you can't go there, but you can't go there. You can't see your family. You can't be a 3P person, whatever. So that was pure central planning, which is communism. And yeah, they're printing so much money in Canada. So that's also communism. They're just like giving free stuff to everyone. And the governments basically, more than 50% of the GDP, at least in Quebec, comes from the government. It's government spending. So more than 50% of the whole economy is basically managed by the government. If you add in every government entity from everything, it's like more than 50%. So it's more than 50% communism. So yeah, definitely communist.
Yeah. Gosh, man, what a crazy.
You guys need to defend, like, not you guys, like me as well. Like, I'm gonna defend it. Like, but Americans and freedom lovers in America need to defend their freedoms. Yeah. Like, I've never seen an inch.
Yeah, I've always said, like, that's because the whole thing with the whole Ukraine and Russia that's going on right now. It's kind of like people are like, "Car, what do you think of that?" And people want like a take on it. I'm like, dude, I don't have a take on it. Like, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah,
just like I didn't know anything about Canada. And that's why I asked you. Like, it's just like.
Yeah, but at least in Austin, I mean,
ask
Texas,
me about Austin. Ask me about Texas. I can tell you all. I can talk about it all day.
Yeah.
But like when they want to know these positions, I'm like, I don't know anything about that. Literally know nothing about that.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, like, in Texas, the life is really good here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What do you like about it?
Well, I mean, I'm living like 2019. This is all I'm looking for. Like, I'm living like it was 2019 in Canada. I mean, I don't wear face diaper. I can talk to people and I see their faces. I can go just do any activity I want without like having to show some kind of papers. And just the energy there's so much enthusiasm in Austin. And in Pleb Lab, and seeing all these business owners and all other Bitcoiners joining in and converging here, I feel a lot of energy, positive energy here. It's uplifting, literally.
So much opportunity here too, right? So much opportunity.
Yeah. Texas, like I said, that's why I'm in Texas. I mean, it's the place to be. I mean, I think it's the best place in the world.
So much growth too. Like, it's just going to grow. And we haven't even gotten to South by yet or Sats by. Like, it's going to get insane, dude.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything yet.
No, I know.
Oh, man. Wait till next week. You'll start seeing everything start propping up. You
Yeah.
see like Doritos stage and Cheetos stage.
Yeah,
it's
the big tech
dumb.
show.
It's gonna be so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be really dumb. You'll see
Okay.
how dumb it's gonna get.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I love
man.
it.
Yeah, you're gonna see like pop-up shows with like Green Day playing or something. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
great.
You'll start seeing all these invaders.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Entire world will come swarm down here, and you'll
Perfect.
be like, you'll start turning into one of us. You'll be like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
the fuck
I'm
out of my
not there
town.
yet. I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
though.
you'll be there.
I'll just like
You'll
be happy.
wait. You'll be happy in the
I'll just be
beginning.
happy.
And then towards the end, you'll be like, get the fuck out of my town. I want it back.
Okay.
That's literally how
All
it
right,
starts.
all right.
Watch. And then next year, you'll be like, I fucking hate South by.
Okay.
Nah, I love South by. Yeah, it's so much fun. You meet so many different people.
Uh-huh.
But towards the end of like the second week, you're like, I'm so done with it.
Oh yeah.
Because it kills traffic.
Oh, got it.
So
Yeah.
many people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a great city.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you're building here in Austin. If you don't have to go into specifics, because I know you like to stay on.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about like
yeah.
like does it merge with Bitcoin? Do you see it ever merging with Bitcoin in the future?
I have a normie business, so it's really, really normie business. An enormie industry. So maybe it could, like, I could see some, because we're like, we offer like professional services for small businesses. So yeah, part of it could, well, we have like Bitcoin clients and everything.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
we do.
wow, that's cool. Like
Yeah, that's
some
cool.
that we might know. You don't have to say their names, but some that we might know.
I can't say, like, I don't want to name anyone.
So some that we might know, not me personally, but like people in the space might know.
I mean, yeah, people in the space probably.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I mean, and we offer professional services, and I help with some business partner build this business in Canada, but now we're in the US. Like we're offering the same services that we offer in Canada in the US, so it's really exciting. So I'm working on that here in Austin.
Boss.
And yeah, it's amazing. I'm meeting so many entrepreneurs and business owners here, and a lot of Bitcoin business owners. So it's just for me, for my business,
Yeah.
it's super exciting.
It's gonna grow so fast here.
I mean, thank you. I'm working on it. You know, I love to work hard. I'm a big hustler, so we'll try to build something big here for sure.
It's gonna be really big. It's gonna be really easy for you, just because Austin is like a just a small, medium-sized business kind of hub, and there's so many of them. And yeah, I used to do client-to-client kind of services too as well. My previous job, so it's like there's.
I can tell you, it's already like booming. Like
Yeah.
there's already like a lot of stuff going on.
You get one, and then the other ones will talk about you. Then you get the next one, and then before you know it,
You know, I hang around Pleb Lab, and even outside Pleb Lab and all that. It's like there's a lot of when I tell people what I do, I mean they're interested, and we sometimes we have a business discussion. So it's very
That's cool.
interesting.
So how's
Really happy.
how's your stacking sats game going? Is it still going pretty good?
It's doing well.
Doing well. What did you think about this?
I don't know. Everything is relative.
What did you think about this dip that we had here? Was it like 33K?
Yeah.
31K?
I mean,
Were you shocked? Were you surprised?
yeah, I'm really surprised the price is so low right now.
You got up to like 44, 43 here
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just really like, in my opinion, Bitcoin is worth like $1 million. Like
Yeah.
that's my base thesis. So just the fact that it's below 50,000, even around 40,000, I'm just happy. Like I'm
Yeah.
just happy because I'm working, like I'm happy. I'm generating a little bit of money with my businesses, so I can stack sats at these prices. So yeah, I'm blessed that I can stack some sats. So it's good. It's good.
I don't really even think about it in terms of prices anymore. I really just think about it in like in sats, like how many sats I can get.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't even say dollar cost average anymore. It's more like dollar sat average.
Oh yeah,
Like how many sats?
exactly.
Because I'm pulling sats from like podcasting 2.0. I'm
Let's
pulling
go.
sats from here.
Let's
Different-
fucking go.
Different revenue streams. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
how
right.
you got to do it, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
get the different sat streams.
For sure. So it's an incredible opportunity right now. So anyone listening to this, like, I mean, like, again, every sat that you're getting under 100,000 USD, 100K USD is just such a like incredible bargain. So, I mean,
Did you think we were going to get to 100K last year?
Oh yeah. I was among the people that I thought we would go like to 250K.
I thought we were going to get at least to 100K last year. I was kind of shocked that we did.
I was shocked. But I mean, if you're stacking, it's good for you. So I'm not at all worried. And I mean, every day that goes by, you see some news that's even more bullish for Bitcoin. You know, like you had the Freedom Convoy. They were able to give the truckers like $8,000 worth of Bitcoin, like 0.1 Bitcoin or something like that, or point something Bitcoin to like 200 truckers.
Did they ever get those?
They got it. They
did. Okay.
Yeah, they got it. I mean, there's a lot of rumors around and everything, and I mean, it was complicated to get real information, but I had contacts and everything. Like I know some people there that were inside the organization of the Bitcoin donation, and yeah, like at least 200 truckers got a big amount.
Boss.
Yeah, it was like, thank you for your services, sir, because what they did, they sacrificed a lot. But then you see Ukraine, like I don't want to go in that, I don't know, like just as you like, but still, some people are sending Bitcoin to whatever addresses, and so it's crazy. And now Russia, apparently, like I don't know if it's fake news, but they're getting...
they're getting Bitcoin now too?
Yeah, I think they're trying to buy more Bitcoin because their accounts are getting like they can't use
Really?
foreign currency anymore.
Wow.
Or they're getting banned from like the banking system or something.
Oh shit.
So that's really bullish for Bitcoin.
Is that why it's pumping today then?
I think so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
so.
They're probably buying Bitcoin.
I think
maybe.
Russians
Who
are buying
knows?
Bitcoin, or anybody paying attention is like, holy shit, Russia's gonna go on the Bitcoin standard maybe
So they're
like
buying
soon.
Bitcoin.
I mean,
Makes
Russia
sense.
is a big country, so so yeah, it's so bullish.
That's so crazy. Like these countries are buying Bitcoin now. You have El Salvador buying Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then if Russia comes in, buys Bitcoin.
That's like game changing in terms of price. I mean,
If the United States is buy Bitcoin, gosh.
the United States will turn the corner, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Or
so-
if it's not the United States, it's going to be like Texas or Wyoming.
I know.
Or
That'd be,
a
that'd be
state.
amazing.
That would be great for the U.S., for the free states in the U.S.
The free
So-
states. I love that.
Yeah, because the
Texas.
U.S. is so different, but I call them the free states. you
Yeah,
know? That's
Bitcoin.
all the
Texas is Bitcoin country.
Texas, Florida,
Arizona.
Arizona. I think Oklahoma is big. I think as
Yeah.
well on
Yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
You know, Kentucky, all the southern,
Tennessee. Yeah.
Tennessee, yeah,
Yeah.
and Wyoming, obviously.
Alabama, I think, will turn.
Alabama, yeah,
will turn.
all the southern.
Yeah, it's weird, right? All the southern states are like going to end up on the right side of history.
I mean, I
That's
think
funny.
the red states are more inclined to move on the Bitcoin standard. So I think people should be in the red state, dark red.
Dark red. Maroon. Orange. We'll just call them orange states from now.
Yeah, maybe orange states.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, Tesla Liberty.
My pleasure, Car.
You know, I'm really happy that you're here now in Austin. I mean, where you belong. And, you know, I just can't wait to see how you flourish in this city. And I don't know. I'm just super excited. Like having you here now, I can just hit you up anytime and say, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That's a real special thing.
yeah.
And,
We're sitting not too far away from each other, too.
Yeah. Where are you at now? Are you on the...
Yeah, I'm on the other side of
okay.
Pleb Lab.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. But I know you're working really hard because like, I think every time you come, it's like during lunchtime when we're gone.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
sorry, we're at lunch.
Yeah, I'm
You're-
really busy these days.
Yeah,
but
you're
that's
really
good.
busy.
It's
That's
good
good,
because
that's
business
good.
is booming.
Yeah,
so.
that's good. That's good.
But yeah, thank you so much for the warm welcome. I mean, I really feel home. Like I really feel like I belong here. So I'm so happy to be here, and I'm just so bullish on life. Basically,
Can we get a...
let's fucking go.
That's awesome. We'll see you next time.